Hey people, introduced here 3v3 Calderis Refinery blue team. Samuel L. Jackson plays an Inquisitor, offensive commander, lots of great control abilities, can get some ranged weapons too, begins in melee combat and a bit of support. Alongside Viking is an Apothecary support commander that fights in melee combat by default, begins with a targeted heal and a passive health regeneration aura, the Space Wolves elite scheme I believe. And rounding off this blue team is a Chaos Lord. It's Dr. Iatrogenic, durable and destructive commander, walks through objects and cannot be suppressed. Some very good offense and disruption, fights mainly in melee combat. This is the Alpha Legion elite scheme I believe. Red team getting smacked around by the Chaos Lord is Stoned Elf as a Commissar Lord. Good offense and support, fight in melee combat, begins with a refractor field which has just gone down, so he forces off the heretics. Alongside Shay 1349 is a mech boy, teleporting commander that fights range combat. Lots of great good damage output, can also support, disrupt, build structures and repair. Pretty versatile little orc. And rounding off this red team is Deckard, plays an Eldar Farseer support commander that fights in melee combat. Lots of great buffs, with some debuffs and control abilities too. Putting guide there on his Dire Avengers. Banshees moving in instantly. All fire focused on them, as is usually the case with Howling Banshees. They do get focus fired a hell of a lot. Scouts wiped from the mid. Viking not paying attention there. Now he tries to transition mid himself. There's some tactical marines. His Apothecary backing away for some reason, now turns around. Double Dire Avengers pouring in that piercing damage. Farseer moves in to tie up, instantly gets a special attack, knocking units all over the place. It's another bad thing about blobbing your units. Whenever one is knocked over, you get a domino effect. 478, 486. Sentinel Stomp forces off the Double Dire Avengers. Another great special, knocking down every single model there. And another special attack. Good grief. The RNG gods are smiling upon this Farseer. Sluggers now catching tactical marines. And the Apothecary must have used his heal already. He does have purification vials, which could be very, very nasty if he catches those sluggers. Shay might want to counter with a Pain Boy. In fact, he already has a Pain Boy. Apothecary in all sorts of trouble. I think that was the shoot 'em good. No, love the Deckard, I think. Or more Deckard. That's it. It's a global ability for the mech boy. Knocks over and increases damage on a ranged unit. Well, gives them knockback to their attacks. It's an incredibly strong global. I think it's only 75 red or something as well. Well, here's that Pain Boy. He's meant to not have power melee damage anymore, but I think he still does. And that's going to be patched in shortly. He's meant to only have melee damage, but I don't think that change went through. The mech boy gets a heal from the Pain Boy there. It's a big heal over time for 8 seconds. It used to be 12. It's been toned down slightly. 436, 486. And a 2-to-1 cap for red team, and they are putting the pressure on here. Gonna decap, I think. But on the other end, Chaos Lord pressuring Stoned Elf back into his base. Chaos Space Marines with Eternal War, close to losing a model. Sentinel trying to pick one off, but now he's in a little bit of trouble. The Sentinel needs repairs from the Guardsman. The Commissar Lord with that power sword to try and put pressure on the CSM, who do drop a model in fact. Viking now has some assault marines. Purification vials going off. Pain Boy has caught the tactical marines, and there is more Deckard again. Really good usage of it from Shay. It is an amazing global. Some people say overpowered with that knockback. 408, 486. Blue team really pushed back here. Viking maybe made a mistake not replacing his scouts, because he's been really thin, but now he has assault marines on the field and they can do that. But he can't jump again. He's already jumped twice. He needs 55 energy to jump, so the shuriken should stop them in their tracks pretty much. And it's the Pain Boy that forces them off. 387, 486, double cap from red. They are dominant early on. Gonna get the triple because Stoned Elf is taking back his VP. Havoc's on the field for Dr. Iatrogenic, and no sign of a counter yet from Stoned Elf. Spotters would be the obvious choice. He does have the Basilisk Flare though with the Commissar Lord from his global bar, which is pretty damn useful. Grenade launcher heretics. Auto guns also firing at those guardsmen. Now the Sentinel is isolated, and Stoned Elf really needs to invest in something to specifically shut down these Havocs, I think. Spotters will also help greatly versus all of the other units in the Iatrogenic's army. He's got a fully ranged army there apart from the Chaos Lord himself. 333, 486, Sentinel taking huge amounts of fire. There's a War Banner. And crippling volley from the Inquisitor. Can they now build a solid foundation and push out from it, blue team? We have Devastators, you have Tactical Marines and Assault Marines for Vikings, so there's a pretty versatile army up. Samuel L. Jackson, on the other hand, has a heavy weapons squad, which is far back. That Sentinel still going, just about. Vengeance rounds you just saw there from the Devastators. Orks capping mid, so red team still way in control here. 2 War Banners up there providing passive buffs, and you can use that frazzle that you just saw there to increase the buff. It does affect your allies, it's not just Orky units. Viking comes mid, which was important, I think. He didn't want to sit over on that east side. He's coming mid, wrecking some Orks. Shooters get jumped. Not much they can do apart from run away, but he's keeping them in play here. Now he does retreat them out. Down goes the Apothecary. Does get his Purification Vials, and can he finish off the Sluggers with it? He can. And no Sluggers had burners. Inquisitor helping out with the crossbow bolt pistol. Pretty good range weapon. It does have relatively short range, but it does a good amount of damage and has a good ability too. 333, 451. A single cap for the blue team. Stoned Elf still under huge amounts of pressure here. Looks like he's trying to transition tier 2 to recover maybe a Chimera. Heretics using the line of sight blocker here to get shots with their grenade launchers. They both have, in fact, Heretics. Increases their durability greatly. Ouch, and gives us some more ranged and melee damage, of course. Those guardsmen are almost wiped out by those grenade launchers. We do have a Sentinel missile launcher up, and it's Stormtroopers he's going for. 333, 405. There's the Basilisk Flare. Can he push alongside it though? Stormtroopers coming out. CSM trying to force melee combat now on the poor guardsmen and force them off quick time. But here's the Commissar Lord with his power sword and lead by example. Such an awesome ability. Kind of like the battle cry for the Force Commander in some ways. Gives him those inspiring special attacks. 333, 369. Mech Boy with no war gear level 2. But it's the Inquisitor who gets the cap. And the Mech Boy is going to go down in retreat. Lots of stuff in retreat path. And down he goes. Farseer with rune armor queued up will give her the Psychic Storm, which is absolutely awesome. 333, 348. Guardian Weapon Team coming mid. Howling Banshees lurking. They have the aspect of strength, but no XR yet. None queued up either. Sentinel level 2. Blue team don't want to overextend here. Need to be very careful. It's always tricky judging the engagement when you see a setup team lurking around, because if you push too far and you're caught in that firing arc, it's basically a retreat unless you can hard counter it in that instant. So you need to float around and try and make the setup team come to you so you can catch out of position. Calderis, of course, known for its meat grinder in the middle, which we might see later on. Just huge engagements kicking off mid as the game comes to an end. Sluggers have been replaced by Shay. He has shooters capping with the Knob Leader and big shooters, so they are fully upgraded. Lots and lots of piercing damage there. Stoned Elf does have his natural back. Missile launcher taking shots at the node. He has assault kit Stormtrooper, so increased range on their shot las guns, and a heavy weapon squad with an autocannon. Kicking off mid though, here's a Chimera from Samuel L. Jackson. 324, 292. Big engagement here. There's the Psychic Storm though, and that is nasty. Catching guardsmen, that suppression, that damage. Painful, painful combo. Very, very often it will lead to a retreat. We might see the mobile base upgrade for the Chimera. Devastators setting up. Nice aggressive usage there. Grenade misses. The plasma grenade there from the Dire Avengers, and a Falcon on the field for Deckard. That will provide his army and his allies' armies with good infield support. Banshees will benefit greatly from this Falcon being around. They can reinforce off it, and their Exarch is on the way. But here's a Dreadnought for Viking. Apothecary again gets caught, and down he goes. Did heal himself, but it wasn't enough. Weird Boy on the field for Shay, getting that awesome plasma cannon damage basic attack that he has. There was the crippling volley. Banshees immediately forced off by it. Down goes the Sentinel. I think it was the Weird Boy that finished it. Dreadnought with its default melee loadout, the Space Marine Dreadnought. 100 heavy melee DPS, inspiration on kill, all that good stuff. And the Emperor's Fist, of course, 299, 284. Players starting to get really deep into tier 2 now, with a Manticore on the way for Samuel L. Jackson. Sluggers with burners and Knob Bleeder, supported by the Pain Boy and Weird Boy, of course, who can set up some really nasty stuff with his Warp Vomit. Heretics just wiped. CSM get away. Yes, they do. We have a Chaos Dreadnought on the field from Iatrogenic, and it's gone balls to the wall with the Mark of Khorne upgrade. Nasty, nasty stuff. 100 DPS heavy melee, and that will increase once it uses its Blood Rage. 299, 266. Dreadnought switching to the Assault Cannon. There is the barrage. That was nasty. Wow, lots of damage there. Needs to keep moving though. Doesn't want to sit still. That Weird Boy will do a lot of damage to a vehicle if he can catch it. Guardsmen in retreat, and they are retreating back to the Chimera mobile base. You see it spawned a beacon there. Has increased health and damage resistance while it's in that state, but obviously cannot move, so it is still vulnerable to rear armor hits. So he shouldn't have turned it around like that before he set it up. Big shot from the Weird Boy again, but they continue to reinforce off the beacon, and there's a Psychic Storm. Crippling volley used on the Pain Boy, who does get away. Assault Marines jumping in, initiating. Sluggers are there. It's a risky jump. Merciless Strike maybe. Ouch, they get a heal, but there is the Warp Vomit with that 8-second stun. Madness. They do retreat out. Took their time to retreat, especially since they do have that beacon there to retreat back to. 299, 266. Wraith Guard on the field for Deckard. Look at the rosters filling out. Stoned Elf with 2 heavy weapon squads. He looks like he's recovered quite well in tier 2. Struggling to deal with the Havocs early on, but has recovered well with his Stormtroopers and stuff. Dreadnought might go down, got a bit too close. Tank Busters chasing it with those rocket launchers. 299, 258. One more shot will do it. Bang, and down goes the Dreadnought. Falcon is also chasing there. 299, 253. Chaos Lord with Lightning Claws, really? Against triple light infantry armies. An expensive choice. It is a good weapon versus all infantry, obviously. Well, it's 200 rate, 50 power for this thing, 100 DPS heavy melee, and you don't get the extra damage versus light infantry. But he's gone for it. Also has the Armor of the Inferno, really good choice on Calderis in general, and just really good piece of armor, good ability in 3v3s, hitting those blobs and disrupting them. And he's gone for Demonic Visage. 299, 231. In amongst some stuff. No, he gets stomped and goes down. Good play. Sentinel just waiting for him to approach. Stone Guard veterans on the field, switching to their Vengeance rounds. They want to use that versus vehicles and heavy infantry. We'll do a job versus heavy infantry. You should vehicles and super heavy infantry, I should say. We'll do a job versus heavy, but Kraken are much better versus heavy infantry. There is a Manticore strike on mid. Massive engagement. Orks are going for the push, trying to take down the beacon, or at least kill a bunch of stuff. They killed a plasma cannon. Vials going off though, and that was a really good push from the Orks. Unfortunately for them, they don't have anything in the field to retreat back to, so they need to retreat all the way back to base. Down goes the Apothecary yet again, and down goes the Inquisitor also. 299, 218, really good push. Falcon is carrying it. They are now trying to shoot up this Chimera, trying to finish it. Tank Buster barrage. It takes 6 seconds to go back to its mobile state. Manticore is right there, needs to be very careful. Sentinel trying to finish it off with a missile launcher. And it's going to be able to unless it moves right now. It's moving. Sentinel can easily chase it though. Going to get a rear armor hit, and that is the end of the Manticore. 299, 218. The Chimera survives though. And yes, you can repair it while it's in the mobile base mode. But I suppose it's the base, isn't it? It's not really mobile at the moment. Down goes a Sentinel, but it took down a Manticore, did well. So, mid is uncapped. Both teams have their naturals. Blue team, all of their commanders are down. Surely he's going to use Laraman's Blessing. Why hasn't he used it already, Viking? 299, 218, it's a 1-to-1 cap. Falcon needs some repairs, and Wraith Guard are being tied up by the Assault Marines. Wraith Guard very, very weak in melee combat. There's the Melter Bomb. Will it finish off the Falcon? Very nearly did. If he could have gone around the back and thrown it on rear armor, it might have done the job. Terminator's called in by Viking. Still has not used Laraman's Blessing, which revives all allied commanders. Perfect times unit, maximum value from it. Demon Rust on the way for Stoned Elf. Deckard goes tier 3. Viking, of course, already there. So is Samuel L. Jackson, and looks like he is saving for a Baneblade. Still a massive run in battle. This is what happens when you have infield reinforcement, and especially an infield retreat point. You get these massive running battles that just go on and on and on because they just retreat back to their point, reinforce, and then back out. Terminators taking a lot of fire here. They have their Storm Bolters and Power Fists by default, so pretty handy in ranged and melee combat. 299, 218, it's a 1-to-1 cap. Nobody can take that midpoint. Here comes Stoned Elf now with double autocannons, I think. Yeah, no, he's got a las cannon as well. He's got a las cannon and an autocannon. He is shooting up these Havocs who have an autocannon of their own, and their autocannon is mad. Weird Boy still in play. A Warp Vomit could set up something really nasty here. Here come the Terminators. What are they up to? He's gone for the Heavy Flamer. 298, 218. Wraith Guard taking mid, so now there's the 2-to-1. Uh-oh. Warp Vomit on the Terminators. Their worst nightmare. Stuns. Really, really bad news for Terminators. Since they can't retreat out of them, they are completely helpless. 289, 218. Assault Marines retreating out, but there's no beacon there anymore. The Chimera back in its mobile mode. Terminator's being chased. One of them left. Reinforcing off the Chimera. Red team with a very, very good push though. Very good push. Stoned Elf coming in and doing a huge amount of work with his Stormtroopers who are almost level 3. We have a Guardian Weapon team. We had a D cannon up for Deckard. D cannon's so good on this map. Falcon, almost level 3 itself, has done a really good job for Red team. Great purchase from Deckard. 263, 218. Transports and support vehicles in general slightly underused, I think, in 3v3 games, especially the Razorback. Considering what it gives you, that infield reinforcement. Don't see it all that often. It's like, I suppose it's seen as a liability a lot of the times. It's not that tough, and there's so many anti-vehicle weapons flying around in team games. Terminator's teleporting in for the Cleansing Flame, and that forces the Orks to get the hell out of there. Wraith Guard behind that energy shield, which is 100% perfect cover, and he has used Laraman's, as he must have. Yeah. 239, 218. Did he? I don't think he did. No, because Laraman's takes you back to base now, doesn't it? Of course. Must have just been revived. Demon Rust with the elite tank crew. There's a bunker there. And what kind is it? It's a medical bunker, so they now have even more sources of in-field reinforcement. Is kicking off big time. There's a Psychic Storm which misses everything. This Terminator is starting to do their business with that flamer. Trying to cap mid, a lot of shooting on them though. Lehman Rust not joining in. It's actually line of sight blocked by that bunker. 216, 218. Terminators, that was just a big risk by Viking to try and cap there. Especially if he didn't have the teleport already. And loses them very, very needlessly. And that's the kind of thing that loses you team games. The needless loss of units. Big units like Terminators as well. Viking does have enough for a nuke, unless he saves for more Terminators. There's a nuke on the Guardsman, and Imperial Abyss from Dr. Iatrogenic. Ouch, they are just reinforcing off the bunker, but he did kill a lot of models. It's not going to wipe a squad though, they're just reinforcing off the bunker. The Guardsman reinforcing 3 at a time. This squad is almost done for, 2 hit points, and does go down. He does lose one of his squads, in fact. Even Russ goes down now. I think that was a las cannon getting a last hit from Samuel L. Jackson's heavy weapons squad. 216, 218. Let the Galaxy Burn going off, forcing off Stoned Elf stuff. He has Stormtroopers still in play, level 3 Stormtroopers. Not sure what this Chaos Lord is trying to do here, and does back away. Blue team need a solid base. They'd love to have a Land Raider up. They do have a freaking Baneblade. Down goes that Chimera, by the way. Vanguard veterans on the field. I would have kept the Melter Bomb probably, unless he gets a Power Fist. Tries to get on rear armor of these vehicles. Baneblade needs to be careful. There's a Fire Prism, there's a looted tank, there's a Wraith Guard, there's a D-Cannon, there's a Singing Spear Farseer who could guide herself, or guide any number of things really, and a Beamy Death Gun Mech Boy. Orbital goes off, lifts the Mech Boy, won't do a lot of damage to him, but does stop him firing on this Baneblade. Look how much damage it took already. 190, 218. Orbital didn't do a whole lot really. The looted tank is still around with 3 hit points somehow. Lots of stuff dying. Baneblade recently got the damage of those 3 twin-linked heavy bolters buffed, of course, a few patches ago when the Demolisher was nerfed, so it does a hell of a lot of damage to infantry now, passively. Farseer all surely going to go down in retreat. Yes, down she goes, level 4. 169, 218, needs to back away his vehicles now, Deckard, because the Baneblade is coming back with a vengeance. Viking with a Predator tank on the way. I would have saved for the Land Raider on this map. Maybe he's thinking about possible Eldritch Storms, which are not good news for a Land Raider, not good news for anything really. This Baneblade is under threat. Deckard does have enough to use the Eldritch Storm. Looted tank really bad in these repairs. They could do with another repair bunk here actually from Stoned Elf. Manticore on the way for Samuel L. Jackson. His second one. There's a rocket run too. Not following it up with anything, but does help finish off those tank clusters. Shooter boys need to back away now. 162, 207, 2-1 cap for the blue team. They have both the naturals. Dr. Iatrogenic putting good pressure on this VP. Stoned Elf needs to watch it. Baneblade being repaired. Needs a lot more repairs than that though. This bunker might go down and that will instantly kill anything that's inside it. The Wraith Guard just about able to get out. The bunker with 4 hit points. Beamy Death Gun Mech Boy trying to take shots. There's an Eldritch. Oh, good grief. Killed about 16 guardsmen, I think. Down goes the Baneblade. Madness. Predator tank on the field for Viking has gone for the twin-link las cannon, so he might be trying to hunt down Eldar vehicles, which have already gone down. I think the Baneblade finished both of them off before it itself was taken down. Crazy engagement there. Havoc's level 4 with that autocannon, doing insane amounts of damage now, I would think. Stormtroopers backing away, also level 4, and Iatrogenic is going to go straight after this VP again, I guess. He's got triple Havocs. He's got 2 autocannons and a las cannon mid. Apothecary thought about throwing his vials, but was persuaded otherwise by tons of shots into his face. Inquisitor finishes the captures. Level 7 has the mandate. 162, 188. Manticore strike beautifully placed. Can't quite finish off the looted tank though. This looted tank is unlucky. Good jump. Vanguard veterans trying to finish off the looted tank, I think. They don't have the Power Fist, but power weapons on rear armor will do a job for you, but they are forced off. Painboy still around, has his stronger git source and is level 3, done well. Inquisitor forcing melee combat on the shooter boys level 4 who are forced off. Blue team controlling mid. They have a double cap in fact, because Iatrogenic is still putting pressure on his VP. He's doing a good job as well. Leman Russ is there to defend it now from Stoned Elf. This bunker still around with 1 hit point. Nothing dare get inside, but it's still... Oh, it goes down. Predator tank finish it off. Another rocket run. This time from Stoned Elf. Should have waited for an engagement to happen, I think, before he used it. It's always better to use your nukes alongside an engagement and not in isolation, unless you're specifically going for a certain unit and you know you can finish it off with a nuke. It's better to use it as your units are pushing. 162, 126. Knob squad on the field for Shay, 1349. Weird Boy's done very well. He's level 4. Mech Boy with the custom force field now. Knob squad trying to decap blue team's natural. Now they are fighting Vanguard veterans, and there's the Warp Vomit, and there's Frenzy. So these Vanguard veterans in a bit of trouble, but they do get a heal from the Apothecary. Level 3 heal is level 4 now. Heal is improved every 2 levels. 162, 108. His heal is actually buffed in 2.3.1. Now heals commanders and sub-commanders for quite a good amount more, and has a lower cooldown. Avatar of Cain on the field for Deckard. These Vanguard veterans need to be very careful. Yeah, they back the hell away. Stone Guard veterans still using their Hellfire rounds, which is not good. Now they've switched to Kraken. They should be using Vengeance rounds versus the Avatar, since it's super heavy infantry. Kraken rounds good versus that Knob squad, since they are heavy infantry. There's the time field. A bunch of mines dropped here by Stoned Elf, but they're all being spotted at the moment by the heretics. Uh-oh, the Wailing Doom is going to set off all the mines. That is bad. Takes out the shrine, takes out the heretics. Nicely done by Deckard. We have 2 Manticores for Samuel L. Jackson, 1 Manticore for Stoned Elf. Chaos Terminators on the field for Dr. Iatrogenic. He's gone for the absolutely awesome autocannon. Such a good upgrade for these Terminators. Makes up for their lack of hit points. Chaos Lord level 6 using the Legacy Burn, and now those Lightning Claws turn their attention to the Commissar Lord, who's level 7. He's done well. Has Carapace armor and Stubbornness. 147, 85. Chaos Lord is forced off, running into a path of a heavy weapon squad. And here's the Leman Russ. Needs to be careful here. There's a las cannon. There's an auto cannon. 2 auto cannons in fact. 1 from Havocs, 1 from the Terminators. Is kicking off mid as well. Apothecary is trying to cap that Leman Russ under pressure in the background there, and is going to be finished off, you would think. Yes, gets rear armor hits from that Terminator autocannon. 135, 85, 1-to-1 cap. Avatar soaking up a lot of damage, but needs to be very careful. I think it's getting too close here. Las Cannon getting shots. Las Cannon Predator getting shots, and this is a mistake. Uses the Wailing Doom, but he's going to lose the Avatar, because it's obviously not going to disrupt the Predator tank. He turns to try and engage. 135, 85. Down goes the Avatar. Explodes on death. I think it just knocks back units, that explosion. I don't think it damages them. 135, 85. That's an Eldritch Storm from Deckard. Down goes the Predator tank. Uh-oh, some friendly fire on the knobs, but they do get away. 135, 81, 2-to-1 cap for blue team. They have both the naturals. Can Stoned Elf get it back? Manticore here, precariously placed, but seems to be safe for now. Chaos Lord almost level 7, chasing down that Commissar. Apothecary down yet again in the mid. How many times has he gone down? 4 or 5 times, I think. Weird Boy trying to chase down the Predator. He's got no energy. He needs to be around other Orks when they use War, and he'll get a bunch of energy back. 135, 60. Manticore strike. All these things protected by the energy shield, as you saw. The Manticore did barely any damage. Fire Prism now going bottom, or west side I should say, to support the Commissar Lord of Stoned Elf, trying to take back his VP, and he should be able to do so, maybe not. Chaos Lord getting a very good special attack there, and now he's ripping through those guardsmen, but he's going to try and cap again, and they will be able to finish it this time. What's going on mid though? More Terminators called in from Viking. He's been, in general, pretty sloppy with his units, Viking, I have to say. But we'll see if he can keep these Terminators alive. I think he should go for an Assault Cannon or Cyclone Missile Launcher this time, not the Flamer. He doesn't want to have to get close with Knob Squad running around. Orks pushing through. I don't think they can stop it. Commissar Lord tying up the Las Cannon here. Takes out a model but is retreated out. Manticore goes off, misses pretty much everything. 2 Manticores in the Orc sights now. Sluggers soaking up damage and retreating. Knob Squad now going after this Manticore. Can they save them with grenades? There it is. A nice attempt, but they couldn't quite manage it. Unlucky from Samuel L. Jackson. Just didn't get that Manticore moving quite quickly enough, I don't think. Knob Squad still tearing around. Now going after the Stormtroopers. That's a really nice Basilisk Flare as well from Stoned Elf. Meanwhile, Red Team have mid, have the 2-1 and are holding on for victory here. Assault Cannon is up for the Terminators of Viking. Stoned Elf seems to have locked up shop on his VP for now. Iatrogenic with a Great Unclean One on the way. Big fella got nerfed in 2.3.1, no longer has splash damage on his attack. Did get extra damage per hit, but losing a splash is a big deal. 91-53. Singularity throwing stuff around. Manticore strike on a D cannon, but he does retreat in time. The Bright Lance did not. Bright Lance goes down. It's getting very close on VPs, and it's been almost a constant battle in the mid for like 20 minutes now. Vanguard veterans with their Power Fist upgrade going after some flash kits there. Manticore strike on mid doesn't do a whole lot. Chaos Terminator trying to finish off this Manticore with their auto cannon, but it's a bit too far to chase. Ouch, losing a model to the Fire Prism. Vanguard veterans now in retreat. Here come the Orks to push back. We've seen some awesome counter pushes from the Orks. 80, 50, rocket run. Almost finishing off the flash kits and shooters. They are level 4 shooters, which is why they survived flash kits. Level 1, lucky to do so. 80, 43. Samuel L. Jackson floating tons of resources. Obviously going for another Baneblade. Needs 1,000 requisition. It might come out too late though to influence this game. Great Unclean One is up. Where is he gone? There he is. Super unit for Chaos. Passively damages nearby enemies. Also has some awesome abilities like that. I call it the Nurgle Vomit. I'm not sure what it's actually called. Has the Cloud of Flies as well, which is awesome. 80, 25. Might see him foul snare that Pain Boy maybe, if he doesn't bug out. Purgation. Purgatus even goes off. 80, 18. 2-1 cap for blue team. Looks like they are going to hold on to this maybe. Commissar Lord is decapping mid. A level 10 Commissar Lord is that? No, level 8. Apothecary is level 5. Who's level 10? I saw something level 10 is Inquisitor, level 10. 1-1 cap, 80, 11. It's so close. Red team are taking mid. Cloud of Flies on Guardsman. Kashyyyk even. Bad luck for them. And looks like this VP is under pressure. Chaos Lord can cap while the Great Unclean One keeps things busy maybe. At least decap there. They need to shoot at the Chaos Lord. Great Unclean One can't cap. Force off the Chaos Lord.
So we are almost finished.
Look at that. No splash damage. Really, really big nerf for the Great Unclean One, I think. Nowhere near as effective engaging infantry now. 85, single cap for blue team, and this is going to be the game, I think. There's a Rocks on mid, trying to stop the cap, but they still have their natural, and there it is. A single takes it on the natural VP for blue. Wow, what a game. Baneblade was in production from Samuel L. Jackson. Great Unclean One charging around, doing a good job at the end. Dr. Iatrogenic cap, or rather decapping his VP, might have won it for them, because there was a rocks dropping mid. It's debatable whether the Terminators would have just been able to get up and cap. They might have been able to, and there was a bunch of other stuff there, so probably they still would have taken it. Look at the commanders at the end of the game. Level 10 Inquisitor had the Inferno Pistol, Apothecary level 5 and down. Level 8 Chaos Lord with Demonic Visage, Lightning Claws and Armor of the Inferno. Level 8 Commissar Lord did well. Level 6 Mech Boy was down, trying to put some pressure on this blue natural, and the Farseer level 6 down in mid. There you have it, guys. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.